Ladies and gentlemen, William and Kate, just in case you don't know, are in America. Well, they went to a Boston Celtic game and they were booed. Okay. And the royal family has been heavily accused and called out for their racist history, and that racism actually continues to this very day. So, before they got here, William had to denounce another racist incident that happened within the royal family. So, Prince William and Kate were booed at a Boston Celtics game and met with chants of USA hours after his godmother quit the palace over racially charged remarks. Prince William and Kate, they are the Prince and Princess of Wales. These people are so not royal, y'all. I already did a live stream on this. They have no royal bloodline. They toured America starting with a scandal with Lady Susan Hussey, and she is a black woman that was a godmother. All right. So she recently stepped down after being repeatedly questioned at a black charity that they had, and someone was asking her where was she really from. Well, Lady Susan was born and raised in the UK, and the person that was questioning her about where she was from was a staffer. Didn't wanna believe that, she was actually a lady in waiting for Queen Elizabeth II. So, after the incident happened, she left. She left. So, William tried to do damage control, and he said, "Racism has no place in our society." The comments were unacceptable. It is right that the individual has stepped aside with immediate effect. If William and Kate thought it would be plain sailing from there, Boston had more in store for them. So she was, just to make it clear, she was a lady in waiting. So Lady Susan Hussey, who probably gave up her title after that, was the lady of the household. So, we know when Prince William and Kate went to the Caribbean, they were met with protesters for reparations. So, no, the racism within the royal family is far from over. So, on their first night in America, the couple joined basketball fans at TD Garden to watch the Bolton Celtics beat the Miami Heat. Some in the crowd could be heard booing and chanting USA as the couple were announced and shown on big screen. I guess that was a shocker. They probably didn't even know they were going to get booed. If that wasn't awkward enough for the visiting Royals, Celtic star Jalen Brown was less than, Jalen kind of let it all hang out. So, they were asking him how he felt about the Royals being there, and he said, "It's just a regular game to me." Well, what do you want him to say? What do you want him to? That's one thing I don't understand. How the hell are you racist for generations and generations, but you want to be well received by the people that you harmed? I don't know where y'all get that from, but don't hold your breath. You're not going to be met with that. Some people will meet you like that because they're trying to just get along in a place that it's really impossible to get along in. It's impossible. You made the environment impossible for us to get along like that. So it's astonishing the kind of stuff that you teach each other. You want to hate on us your entire life, but you want to be well received by the very people that you show disdain for, as if that's going to happen. So William and Kate first visit the tour of their tour was Boston City Hall, where they met the mayor, Michelle Wu, and launched the event countdown. And this is the Earthshot Prize Award ceremony on Friday. The project is Williams' flagship contribution to the fight against climate change and awards £1 million, which is $1.2 million, to each of the five winners to fund projects aimed to saving the planet. Hmm. Somehow, I don't believe the royals are going to be the ones to save the planet. I don't even think they can save themselves. So it was interesting because a lot of people have been calling out their racism even while they're here in America. But see, America don't really have a leg to stand on talking about racism elsewhere when you got it all up in your backyard. You really don't have a leg to stand on. And the UK and the US pretty much rose up together, and they're going to fall together. Both of these nations are going to fall together. And the one key thing that's going to take these two nations out is racism. So, Lady Susan Hussey steps down over unacceptable comments. William and Kate toured had an unwelcome backdrop before it even begun. After the prince godmother and former lady in waiting to Queen Elizabeth II had racially charged comments. Mm-mm-mm. So Fulani had been invited by Camilla, Queen consorts, to Buckingham Palace for the event to support domestic violence victims. Described Lady Susan Hussey's remarks as an insult on Instagram. Well, I mean, maybe it might help to introduce your staff to your godmother, you know? That might actually help. So, ladies and gentlemen, Buckingham Palace said in a statement, "We take this incident extremely seriously and have investigated immediately to establish the full details." So, Susan, being a Black woman, had an encounter with a staffer at Buckingham Palace. And the staffer did not want to believe she was who she was and chose to believe she could not have been um, someone from the UK, and she was actually born and raised there. Okay. I mean, you have a black population. I don't know why that's so far fetched that she could be born and raised in the UK. So, in the meantime, the individual concerns wishes to express her profound apologies for um, hurting Lady Susan Hussey, and she has since stepped down from her role with immediate effect. And yes, it was some old dried up looking Karen that had the nerve to question this woman like she just simply didn't belong. It's one of those things. You didn't belong here. You don't look like one of us, so you don't belong here. So all members of the household are being reminded of a strict diversity, and the royal family is not inclusive, y'all, but they're trying to put this statement out like, they're inclusive and all that stuff, and they have never had those kind of policies. In fact, Queen Elizabeth had put out a policy where no black people, and this was out in the 60s, no black people can ever work at Buckingham Palace. No black people can ever work at Buckingham Palace. And when Queen Elizabeth died, I did see some of the staffers, and she kept that up because I didn't see not one, at least from one, the ones they showed. So I'm not shocked that their racist legacy is following them everywhere they go. But I tell you what, I love what those people in the Caribbean did. Those folks in the Caribbean, man, it's like they got picketed everywhere they went. Then they were trying to divert them to other places where they wouldn't be picketed for reparations. That was actually kind of funny. But now that they're here in America, they're not quite that well received here either. You know, I guess they keep the royal family around for tourism and, to make money and giving tours up at the palace and stuff. Maybe that's what it is, but it's funny. Jalen Brown could care less that they were at they were at the game. He could care less. He was like, it's just a regular game to me. He could care less. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Who the hell needs to make a big deal out of these folks anyway? So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.